The Slight Edge by Jeff Olson. I didn't change who I was as much as I changed what I did. I knew that for things to be different, I had to do something different. I knew that the only way I could ever become anybody was by working harder and being more persistent. I didn't know it yet, but just working harder doesn't do it. If it did, then everyone who works hard would have made it. All you have to do is look around you, and you can see that this isn't the case. The world is chock full of people who are working their butts off and still getting their butts kicked by circumstances. What I didn't know yet was that nothing ever stays the same. Everything is in motion, always. Everything changes. For the first time, I began to see that over the years of my career, I had gone through a sequence of experiences that held the secrets to success as well as to failure. I began to see that the seeds of both beach bum and millionaire lay in the simple actions I took every day. The shift in my life began happening when I stopped taking it for granted that just because I was an average guy, that meant I was doomed to no more than average results. That's what I'd been doing, and that's what so many people do, living their entire lives like this, oscillating between failure and survival, striving towards success, and maybe even reaching the level of success, but then invariably turning back and heading downward again. We do this in our finances, in our health, in our relationships, and in our lives as a whole. As I began examining my success and failures, what I gradually realized was that the very same activities that had rescued me from failure, that had carried me from the failure line up to the survival line, would also rescue me from average and carry me from the survival line to the success line, if I would just keep doing them. As soon as we get away from failure and build up the line of survival, we quit doing the things that got us there. You know what that means? It means you already know how to do everything it takes to make you an outrageous success. That's how you've survived up to this point. And if you can survive, then you can succeed. If we would just keep doing the things that got us from failure up to survival in the first place, the things we already know how to do and we're already doing, they would eventually carry us all the way to success. The things that take you out of failure and up towards survival and success are simple. So simple, in fact, that it's easy to overlook them. Extremely easy to overlook them. It's easy to overlook them because when you look at them, they may seem insignificant. Mostly, they're just little things you do every day and that nobody else even notices. They are things that are so simple to do, yet successful people actually do them, while unsuccessful people only look at them and don't take action. You could call these little virtues or success habits. I call them simply daily disciplines. Simple productive actions repeated consistently over time. That, in a nutshell, is the slight edge. The truth is, you have complete control over the direction that your life takes. Of course, I could lose it all tomorrow. It's happened before. I'd survive. But there is something I cannot lose, and with that one thing, I could start from scratch and build it all back up again, and do it in record time. That one thing is the slight edge. No matter how much information there is, and no matter how good that information is, if the person consuming it doesn't have the right catalyst, the catalyst that will allow them to apply that information effectively, then success will still elude their grasp. You'll get it if you just want it bad enough. I'm here to let you off the hook. It simply isn't true. You can want all you want and try yourself blue in the face, but it still won't happen, not without the first ingredient. It's not a matter of luck. It's not timing or fate. Not a matter of intelligence, skill, or talent either. How to do it is not the issue. If how to do it were the answer, it'd be done. It's how you do the hows that's most important. However, there is a secret ingredient. The secret ingredient is your philosophy. What I'm talking about is not hard to do. By your philosophy, all I mean is changing the way you think about simple everyday things. Once you do, then you will take the steps you need to take to lead you to the how-tos you need. Because it's not the hows that do it, it's how you do the hows. Focusing on the actions, the what to do's, and the how to do it is not enough, because it's the attitude behind the actions that keep those actions in place. To find the path to success, you have to back up one more step. It's the understanding behind the attitudes that are behind the actions. It's the philosophy. That's the missing ingredient, the secret ingredient, the first ingredient. Yes, you have to know the winning how-to actions, and you have to possess the winning attitudes. But what generates all that and keeps it all in place is your philosophy. Your philosophy is what you know, how you hold it, and how it affects what you do. A positive philosophy turns into a positive attitude, which turns into positive actions, which turns into positive results, which turns into a positive lifestyle, a positive life. There are two prevalent types of attitudes, entitled and value-driven. A value-driven attitude says, "What can I do to help you?" An entitled attitude says, "What have you done for me lately?" An entitled attitude says, "Pay me more, and then maybe I'll work harder." A value-driven attitude says, "I'll work harder, and then I expect you'll pay me more." Your philosophy is what you know, how you hold what you know, and how it affects what you do. If you go through life with a philosophy that failure is not an option, then you'll never have any good opportunities to learn. Your philosophy is your view of life, something beyond feelings and attitudes. Your philosophy drives your attitudes and feelings, which drive your actions. Success is the progressive realization of a worthy ideal. Successful people do what unsuccessful people are not willing to do. There is a natural progression to everything in life. Plant, cultivate, harvest. All you need is good information, which is already available everywhere, and the right catalyst that will allow you to absorb and apply that information. The slight edge is that catalyst. No matter how good the information is, it won't do you any good unless you have the right catalyst that will let you apply it effectively. Successful people fail their way to the top. Do the thing, and you shall have the power. The millionaires featured in their book don't inherit their wealth or strike it rich by making outrageously lucky gambles. They don't live large, drive flashy cars, or live in ostentatious homes. They live below their means and make sensible, smart choices in how they conduct their everyday lives. For years, I kept our family living on $4,000 a month, no matter how much my income increased, and I wouldn't let us raise that monthly threshold until I had $1 million after taxes in the bank. Then I raised it to $5,000. For all these years of going to work every day, going about her life, taking care of her kids, living in that little house, she had been quietly saving, consistently and persistently. Without anyone else noticing, she had quietly made herself into a millionaire, literally. The single most important thing I can tell you about the slight edge is this: it's already working, right now, either for you or against you. So don't wait. Put in place a slight edge financial plan for yourself so that you are consistently building your equity. Some simple daily, weekly, or monthly discipline that over time will buy your financial freedom. You're never too old, and it's never too late to start applying the slight edge tactics to achieve your dreams, financial and otherwise. My point is simply that there is a cost to waiting. It's never too late to start. It's always too late to wait. The slight edge is relentless, and it cuts both ways. Used productively, it carries you up toward success. Used carelessly, it pulls you down toward failure. Simple, productive actions repeated consistently over time. Simple errors in judgment repeated consistently over time. The choice is that simple. Most people don't stick with the simple daily disciplines it takes to get where they want to go because they don't know how to look ahead far enough along the curve to see the results they are creating. But see it or not, those results are coming as surely as $1 million in the bank or a train coming down the tracks heading your way. Simple daily disciplines, little productive actions repeated consistently over time add up to the difference between failure and success. The slight edge is the force behind the amazing power of compound interest. It is the steady, repeated action of water that can wear even the hardest rock to a smooth surface. Nothing these ordinary millionaires did to build their riches were complicated, difficult to understand, or hard to do. None of them took sophisticated knowledge or special skills. What these millionaires did was simple. They mastered the mundane. If you learn to understand and apply the slight edge, your life will become filled with hundreds of thousands of small, seemingly insignificant actions, all of them genuinely simple, none of them mysterious or complex. In other words, you have to master the mundane, and those actions will create your success. If slight edge habits are so easy to do and will lead to phenomenal success, why doesn't everyone do them? The simple things that lead to success are all easy to do, but they're also just as easy not to do. The successful and unsuccessful both do the same basic things in their lives, day in and day out. Yet the things successful people do take them to the top, while the things unsuccessful people do take them down and out. So, what's the difference? The difference is their awareness, understanding, and application of the slight edge in their life and work. Because the slight edge is always working, whether for you or against you, the slight edge is already at work in your life and always will be, every day, every moment. Everything you need to do to transform your life is easy to do. Of course, it's just as easy not to do. But that simple, seemingly insignificant error in judgment, compounded over time, will ruin your chances for success. The second reason people don't do the little things that add up to success is that at first, they don't add up to success. The things that create success in the long run don't look like they're having any impact at all in the short run. Success is the progressive realization of a worthy ideal. Progressive means success is a process, not a destination. It's something you experience gradually over time. Failure is just as gradual. In fact, the difference between success and failure is so subtle you can't even see it or recognize it during the process. And here's how real success is built. By the time you get the feedback, the real work's already done. The third reason most people live out their entire lives without ever grasping how the slight edge is working in their lives is that it just seems like those little things don't really matter. The difference between success and failure is not dramatic. In fact, the difference between success and failure is so subtle, so mundane, that most people miss it. The truth is, what you do matters. What you do today matters. What you do every day matters. Successful people are those who understand that the little choices they make matter, and because of that, they choose to do things that seem to make no difference at all in the act of doing them, and they do them over and over and over until the compound effect kicks in. So what does it take to keep you doing that simple thing, day after day?